So updating builds for all perk decks in 2020. This is video number 11 out of 21. I can already hear you asking what has already been done. Well, Rogue, Grinder, Anarchist, Hacker, Sociopath, Kingpin, Burglar, Hitman, Stoic, Ex-President, and Muscle. Playlist in the description that has all previous and future videos. As always, to catch everyone up, basically, Payday 2 is being updated again. I'm making up-to-date builds for all 21 perk decks. Holy shit. These are all Death Sentence 1 down difficulty builds. Playing less than that and you're a pussy. Each build will have some crossovers, or will have Inspire and 9 Lives aced. Painkiller's aced is not better than Quick's Fixed aced. Facts. Each build will be using Max Infamy with a video on screen and linked in the description. Going to try and use some different weapons to accentuate the builds and make them fun. Not every build will have the Isma shotgun, even though I would like them to. All builds will have been tested for at least 2 minutes in order to validate my claims. I will give some playstyle ideas and some map suggestions where the build may find you more success. Click like if you like this video and subscribe if you are new. So the perk deck of choice in this video will be Crew Chief. You know, sometimes, just sometimes, it's nice to help people out and not be all about yourself for once. Now there are a handful of perk decks in Payday 2 that offer a more unselfish approach to playing. Of course, supplying yourself with some benefit but also lending some of the goodies to your teammates, which if they are running some good builds themselves, we can actually make them better, or at least a little anyways. Often a joke when it comes to people requesting perk decks for Death Sentence build, but also one that may be slightly overlooked. One of the original perks that has been around forever, it all sounds great when you read the descriptions, offering buffs for not only yourself but for your teammates. Damage reduction, more health, more armor, max health, stamina are all on the menu when it comes to what you provide for your teammates. What more could you ask for? When summed up, the absolute totals look like this if certain criteria are met. For yourself, a 24% damage reduction, 98% more stamina, 44% more health, 10% more armor, and for your crew, 16% damage reduction, 98% more stamina, 34% more health, and 5% more armor. Now I mentioned when criteria are met. The last portion of this deck grants a plus 6% health and a plus 12% stamina increase for each hostage up to a maximum of 4, boosting the previous health and stamina by quite some margin. It's a nice group of extras for your team and a decent amount for yourself too. One great thing here is that when we talk about armor choice, we can realistically utilize the ICTV to the point where you don't lose all of your armor in one shot from a heavy SWAT enemy. With the armor increase alone while using the ICTV, we get our armor statistic to 238, which can withstand a heavy SWAT hit. We do of course not have enough armor to take a close range dozer hit, but that's pretty standard. On top of this ability to tank a couple of shots instead of one, we then layer in the damage reduction bonuses we get from the perk deck and skills. All of a sudden we have something going on here that's potentially viable to a certain degree. Now let me show you a short clip of me passively playing non-aggressive and allowing the enemies time to shoot me. Remember, these hits I'm taking are 225 hit points. One hit takes almost 3/4 of my armor, the next hit breaks it, but the health hits you can see I can take multiple. Given this dynamic in an aggressive situation, it's plain to see that it's a quite tanky build in regards to health and armor. Also note in this clip I am utilizing the ICTV along with having hostages present.
Guys, roof.
Let's take a look at the skills and then move on to the weapons. Like I mentioned, we'll take the ICTV armor, giving us a total of 238 armor and 276 health. In Mastermind, Inspire ace, grabbing Painkiller's ace. Just messing with you. Quick Fix aced on the way. Then we'll get Joker skills. Here they will grant us the usual 30% health increase, and coupling that with the 24% increase we can get from the perk deck when the criteria are met, we are looking at a maximum of 445 health. What makes this a great number is that again we are at the point where, based on the perk deck's damage reduction, it allows us to take more than one hit to our health before going down. Using the common heavy SWAT example and their 225 damage, without damage reduction it would be 450 damage in 2 hits. One hit and then the next hit would down. Now we're looking at 2 hits and then a down, as the damage reduction takes the SWAT hits below their regular 225 and under the 445 total we have in health. Put this together with the armor boost and the chance to regen with Bullseye and it's pretty strong. Okay, back to skills. Grabbing Hostage Taker here will help us with regenerating health passively and recover from the health shots we take. In Enforcer, grabbing shotgun skills, making sure to ace Underdog for an extra 10% damage reduction to play into the damage reduction the perk grants us too. Now we're at 34% damage reduction with all criteria of hostages and distances met. Then it's CQB and Close By Aced, finally Overkill Basic. These skills get us faster reload, bigger mag size, and a huge damage increase for shotgun kills. In Tank, we grab Resilience Ace for flashbang resistance, Transporter Ace for bag moving, Bullseye in Shotgun or Basic for armor recovery, and finally Iron Man Ace for the armor increase and the ICTV unlock. A note here is the usual importance of Bullseye and the fact that our armor can now take 2 hits off the common heavy SWAT. Landing a headshot also at this time will allow a 3rd hit to occur, giving us some decent survivability at this level. I do find Transporter Ace here a bit of a waste, but it was to use the 4 points in order to unlock the top skills, and at least it's useful instead of Die Hard Ace, but by all means try and rearrange the points in here to fit your needs most. I grabbed Scavenger Ace here to use some last points, but do find some use in the Ace version when taking a grenade launcher with not so great pickup and a shotgun that doesn't seem to have the best pickup either, just those extra packs help out quite a bit. In Ghost, just regular mobility skills, duck and cover and parkour. Duck and cover, of course, the great stamina boost that pairs great with our perk deck. Finally in Fugitive, it's the obligatory 9 lives Ace for the extra down. For the weapons, although the ISMA fits here also, I went with something new, which is always nice but not everyone's thought. The Stakeout, still a drum mag to benefit from the close by skill, but a little weak without the regular shotgun crits. Overkill Basic boosts the damage pretty well, and the distance accuracy on the Stakeout is pretty solid, modded like this. For the secondary, I went with incendiary rounds on the China Puff. Ammo pickup isn't the best, but it's supported with the Scavenger Ace skill and have that extra ammo pack drop every 6th drop. The playstyle, well, this is an interesting one. Your teammates will be in a way better spot by you using this deck. They gain all the benefits mentioned earlier, making them stronger and more durable, hopefully being able to take more heat off you, and the amount of jokers hopefully on the map can do the same if coordinated. If your teammates are running Anarchist, Stoic, Muscle and others, these health boosts and armor boosts have quite an impact. I find Crew Chief to be pretty solid and fun to play. Your armor can withstand a couple of regular hits, and extended with Bullseye helps also. Your health is at the same time pretty sustainable and can also take multiple hits. Your priorities are getting jokers and hostages as often and as many as you can at all times. When fully set up, you can play this build like a muscle tank build, as you have more armor than muscle and even more health, funnily enough. So maps that are good for this deck, well, open ones aren't too bad, Boiling Point and Birth the Sky, and as always it's another deck that works well with cover also. But you can absolutely be daring with all that armor and health. Time to break free of the selfish rogue and stoic builds and take one for the team. Stand up and be a leader, son.
Got a medic! Taser! Anybody got a medic bag? Got them all! That's the server room. Inside it can be connected. Shit! Bulldozer!
It's a shield!